Hi, my name is Brittany Jones, and my oral presentation project was on the Great Awakening. The Great Awakening was a big part in history. It has a lot of effects on religion to this day. This event in history is important in our English class because of the large effect it had on religion in its time period. It also fits in with the time period of the events we have studied in our class this far. A theme that I have noticed in class is that religious beliefs affect the way people live their lives, and I think that the Great Awakening is a great example of that. The Great Awakening was a religious revival that changed English colonies in America between 1730 and 1740. During this time, freedom of religion was being far more accepted. During this period, the Enlightenment was spreading, which was causing religion to be less popular. So people who really believed in religion and really believed in practicing religion thought that this was a problem, obviously, so they decided that they wanted to reform things. Jonathan Edwards, who was an Anglican minister, was known as one of the fathers of the awakening. He was one of the radicals that believed everyone was sinners and that everyone should fear God and that everyone should practice religion the way that they're supposed to. He also had a very famous speech called Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God. And here is an excerpt. They deserve to be cast into hell so that divine justice never stands in the way. It makes no objection against God's using his power at any moment to destroy them. Yeah, on the contrary, justice calls aloud for an infinite punishment of their sins. Divine justice says of the tree that brings forth such grapes of Sodom, cut it down, why cumbereth it ground? Luke chapter 13, verse 7. The sword of divine justice is every moment brandished over their heads, and 'tis nothing but the hand of arbitrary mercy and God's mere will that holds us back. So this excerpt just shows how strongly he believed that everyone was a sinner and that everyone should fear God's wrath and that everyone needed to worship him the way that he expected. The Great Awakening was basically a response to the Enlightenment. People were feeling more free in what they had believed, but radicals wanted to fight against this. Radicals in the religion even set up their own schools and churches in the colonies in order to ensure that it was continuing to be practiced and that people were living the way that God expected them to. Actually, Princeton University is an example of this. The Great Awakening was also a big cause of the revolution. Many reformers during the Great Awakening traveled all through North and South Carolina in order to convert people. George Whitefield went through Eddington and Bath, and then through New Bern and the Cape Fear areas. In North Carolina, he was not able to convert anyone, so then he moved on to South Carolina. Then 30-some years later, Devereux Sturrott went to North Carolina in an attempt to convert more people again. He did teach similar lessons as Whitefield, but this time they were more taken into account by the North Carolinians. My guess is that they were seeing the impact of the movements across the colonies, so they realized, hey, maybe we should take this seriously. So, in conclusion, the Great Awakening had a lot of effects on religion. A lot of people started to stray away from it, but the after effects of the Great Awakening caused people to reconnect with religion. They decided to worship God the way that they were expected to, and it ultimately was like almost a rebirth of religion. And eventually, the Great Awakening led to a revolution. This really shows the drastic change that it had on the people that were involved in the colonies with the Great Awakening. Do you have any questions?